Now that's, you're like opening a can of worms to a whole lot of more illnesses. But you're also giving clues to how to treat. Because the more we know about the mechanism of the disease, the more we know how to treat it. So what you can expect in the future are treatments that will be based on the electricity of the body. The electromagnetism of our body is a source of healing. And there are many modalities, including things like laser light. And there was almost a miraculous finding about lung cancer. And I'm sure everybody knows how dreadful a disease lung cancer is. But when they use a blue laser light and shine it inside, they have to use a bronchoscope, and inside the lung, the tissue reflects back a blue light unless it's cancerous. If it's cancerous, it reflects back red light. Why? Because if you know physics, it's red-shifted, which means it's got a longer wavelength, which means it's a slower particle. So you can also put energy in and bring that up to a normal electrical speed, which is a way to cure cancer and not damage the good tissue. Now that's before that can be used in hospitals, it's still down the line 10 years maybe or more. But it's working. It's actually working. And there was one study on 200 end-term liver cancers, and out of the 200, 95% were cured. And that's fantastic. So what I'm saying here is we're learning more of the damage, and the emergency response ought to be to dramatically reduce any exposure to artificial radiation, because we don't want to cause this kind of damage. On the other hand, it's giving us hope for people who have already been damaged that there are ways to cure with things like low-intensity microwave, which is moving back from the radiation therapy, and the laser light treatment. I don't have time today, and I don't want to go into all because you have to know how to use these instruments and what to do, and that's like a whole opening up field. But I think it gives you an idea of how dangerous these nuclear technologies are. We just kind of use them based on what the military told us about the atmospheric weapon testing, and we just went ahead and used them and thought they were not going to do any harm. But when you start to think about what's happened in terms of incurable disease and new bacteria, new viruses, and new kinds of neurological problems and chronic fatigue syndrome, all this kind of thing that has been happening over the years, you begin to understand that this was significantly underestimated, the damage that it did. And so we need to stop it. We need to stop it right now. And the idea of expanding the nuclear in the face of this information is ridiculous. So don't let people be pushed into this because of global warming. Nuclear energy is not a solution to global warming. And global warming isn't going to be much good if your population is sick. So, this is, and I'd like to just go back to something that Ursula said when we first started the Institute. She said, tell people they can't build a hospital when they get sick. And I thought, and the latest thing, and that this is going to give us a whole new, great new world. And it's not. It's going to undermine life itself. The seed is affected. The seed is our future. And so it's got to stop. It's a very insidious, not life-compatible technology. And we don't need it. We don't really need it for anything. I think there are limited medical uses for it, but so many things that we can do now without using radioactive material. Even nuclear medicine, much of that can now be done with different chemical tracers and things. So you don't even need it for that. There are probably very, very limited uses. I think I covered everything. I'm just looking at the papers. I think I did, and I think we need time to listen to all the other people that are going to be speaking today. So I just want to thank you for coming, and thank you for your support of the Institute for 25 years, and make a better future.